I had posted something on our ReConnect Live Facebook a couple of weeks back, and it said, let me go ahead and pull that up right now so I can just make sure I'm saying the right thing here.
That's right.
Sometimes our lives have to be completely shaken up, changed, and rearranged to relocate us to the place where we are meant to be.
Isn't that something?
Yes.
How true do you think that is?
That's very true.
Okay.
I had a lot of things that happened to me. I made decisions, and we have many plans, but are they God's plans? And I think that sometimes when we go ahead and we just start doing things, and we set up our whatever we have set up, sometimes God has a way of just blowing on it because He's like, okay, this is not where I want you to be.
Right.
So He allows us to go through a shaking.
Yes.
And so that we can wind up or be blown where the place where we need to be.
Very true, very true. I mean, just look at sailing, if you will, in a ship. That if there's no winds blowing, if there's no currents taking you, your boat ain't going to move anywhere. So things need to shake up. Things need to have movement in order for you to go forward.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah.
And so we need to be open to that and not torn up when something doesn't happen.
Yes.
Or not just happen, just your plans is just blown up.
Right. I think some of the greatest things that have happened to me in my life that have brought in the most positive change for me has been things where it originally started up with something disturbing it, something shaking it up, whether it be tragedy or setback. Those negative things sometimes are the ones that kind of remove you from just doing the same old bumps and grinds, same old paths. A couple detours and road closes is a good thing. At the time, it's painful.
Oh, I like that.
But when you take a look back, it was like, oh, thank God that happened.
Yes. Yeah, because sometimes when you said a roadblock or whatever, sometimes that road needs to be blocked.
Absolutely.
God will block you from getting into some trouble or because He sees what's going to happen. Things might look great, but He just, might do that. And even in a relationship, sometimes somebody really want that person, but there's a block there. God is not allowing you to move forward in it, and you wonder why. And because He sees that it's not going anywhere, or it might be destructive if you enter into that relationship.
Yeah, I know there was a series of events that happened to me prior to meeting you.
Yes.
That if those series of events, unfortunate events, did not happen, I never would have had the chance to meet you. So, and again, when you're going through it, it sucks. It really is very, very painful.
Yes.
But when you look back on it, and hopefully you're looking back on it with a sense of fondness, sometimes it works that way.
That's good.
That's a great point.
Yeah, I like that. And sometimes, we are also, sometimes people think that they've done something so long. Sometimes it's meant to come to an end.
Yes.
And sometimes, when you're in something for so long, you can get used to being there.
Yes.
So tied to it.
Oh, yeah.
You can become so tied
and you get comfortable.
Yes. You can become so tied to your job. God is saying, leave that job, start that business. But you're used to just getting up, going there.
Right.
You're attached to the people. Or it can be a church.
It's almost like the idea of the slave being very comfortable and more with his master instead of realizing, hey, you're free, you can go. And no, I'd rather stay here. And that happened a lot, actually, in Americans' history. That happened a lot.
Yes.
You put them out to be free and didn't know what to do.
Yes.
Or they were scared. There was comfort in slavery.
Oh, wow, that's good. Yeah. And so some people are comfortable in the bondage.
Yes.
And
some people have to pay extra for it.
Yes. And God is in the business is getting you out of that comfort zone. So that's where He comes and just start blowing on some things, because He's saying, okay, you're too comfortable in this spot.
Yes.
It's time for you to move.
Right.
So he blows a wind on this thing and shakes all this stuff up.
Right.
But it's not the devil and what people think that it's the enemy.
Right.
But it's really a God wind,
Absolutely.
and not a wind that comes from the enemy.
Right.
And it's to blow you and get you to where you need to go. But I just know that you can become so tied to a position.
Yes.
And it's time for you to move. And then sometimes some people have people soul ties.
Yes. Well, that's for sure. Yeah.
They're so tied to a person.
Yes.
They feel that that they have to. That they've been with this person so long. God is saying, just move.
Yes.
But you're so tied.
Yeah, and sometimes you're soul tied to them by guilt, because a lot of times people will have positions and they're afraid to move on because they know they're so important part of the company, they ain't gonna move on, so they have a guilt. Like, if I leave, my boss ain't gonna be able to do his job, or something's gonna happen. They feel this, maybe, I don't know, and it might be a false sense or it might be true. But if that person's feeling that they should be led to get out, they should follow. So don't let guilt keep you in a position that you don't need to be in.
That's good, or obligation.
Absolutely.
Because they feel obligated to be there.
Yes.
And I really like that. That is really good. That's really good because they've been there. It's the guilt. Oh, if I leave, the company won't work without me.
Right.
It's not going to be able to stand.
Yeah.
But actually, it might do better without you.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.